What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Overly Committed. This is completely biased, and as always, I am your host, Zachary Lowell. Appreciate everybody tuning in. It's always a blast. Very exciting episode. As we know, the NBA season has officially come to a close. We're off and running into playoffs, but the NBA playoffs are not what I want to talk about today. I want to focus on, of course, the two NBA icons that they're leaving us, y'all. They're leaving us, man. And it's got me real emotional. We're losing Dirk Nowitzki. They were losing Dwayne Wade. And it hurts. But look, I really do. I want to go through, give my 2 cents on both of them. I want to share a little video about each of them and why I love them both so much as not only NBA players, but more as people. I think that they're leaving a legacy. We're not only losing two great all-stars, two great talents, two amazing people to watch play the game of basketball, but we're losing two amazing individuals. I know that doesn't mean that they're going to stop being active in their community, and that is awesome. But I really wanted to highlight two of these great players, people that I got to grow up watching really in the prime of my young adulthood, I guess I could say. So when I was really comprehending basketball and learning the game and wanting to play and getting involved and enjoying sports, these were two of the biggest influencers and factors of really getting me to fall in love with the game of basketball. Now, I'm not saying I'm good at basketball, but I do love the sport, and these two guys have a lot to do with that. Let's get it going, y'all. I'm going to make it quick, man. I always say that. It's never quick. Y'all know what it is. Let's get it going, man. All right. That was like my Matthew McConaughey. All right. So first and foremost, we got Dirk Nowitzki, man. And look, This video isn't about comparing the two on who do I think is better. If I was starting a team, who would I go? Look, I love both of these guys, and I'm not gonna go ahead into the comparisons, but I want to talk about what I love about each of them. So when we're talking about Dirk Nowitzki, man, this guy came into the league in 1998. I think I was in elementary school, middle school. I was a young cat. I know that. He's been playing NBA for as long as I can remember actually understanding what the game of basketball was. Dirk has been a part of that. 1998, 21 seasons, and better yet, 21 seasons all with the same team. If you follow me, if you follow this channel, you know how much loyalty means to me, and nobody conceptualizes the concept of loyalty better than Dirk Nowitzki does with the Dallas Mavericks. 21 seasons. Like I said, drafted in 1998 and completely changed the game in so many ways. Dirk is who I would consider as the guy who created the stretch four position. We had big men that can shoot it, but Dirk, 7-footer, he plays the power forward position. Not the greatest defender, but as far as at that time, there had never been a big that could take you to the perimeter and consistently drain threes at the rate and the clip that Dirk had. And on top of, obviously, we know about his post game back to the basket, the shimmy fade, knee up. He created a virtually unblockable shot, almost like the hook shot that was created by Kareem years before him. He had this fadeaway with his knee up, and because he was so tall and the angle he shot the ball with, it was virtually an unblockable shot. Kevin Durant uses the exact same thing in today's NBA, and he's talked about, he emulates that shot after Dirk Nowitzki because Kevin Durant, again, is a very lengthy forward with an amazing shot, better ball handler, a little more athletic. But again, Dirk Nowitzki was the one who created that shot to be that big man to stretch it. At the time, there had never been a European player like Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk really broke that stigma of other countries not really being able to hang with American-born players. And I would credit Dirk with breaking down that initial wall of European players being able to hang in the NBA. I think another thing that really sticks out for Dirk is he's one of the most loved players in a city in Dallas. And I think Dallas and Texas in general will be considered primarily a football town. But of the most famous and notorious people throughout Dallas, throughout Texas, Dirk Nowitzki has got to be top 3 in a football city. A basketball player, a European-born basketball player, is loved in a place where football is the go-to sport. Baseball is huge out there, but you would never think a European-born basketball player in Dallas would be one of the most notorious people walking around that city, and he is. They love him. I love him. I'm not even from Dallas. That loyalty he showed to that city is miraculous. And he wasn't about doing it in front of the media. He wasn't always about showboating and about me, cameras on me. He gave back to the community, and he did it behind the scenes. He didn't need all the flash. He did it because he's a good guy. And I remember Dirk for the passion that he brought, for the championship that he won when he had nobody. Tyson Chandler was the best person on his team when it was Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh. When Dirk Nowitzki won his first and only title, he was the only person on that team. Nobody in a million years thought Dirk Nowitzki was going to pull that off for the team he had around him. And I'm going to miss him. I love the emotion. If you watch his farewell tour, he was so emotional, and that really touched me. I love that. He loves the game. He's going to miss it. When it's all said and done, Dirk was a 14-time All-Star, a one-time champion when he beat LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. He won Finals MVP that year. He's been a league MVP, and he's the 6th highest scorer in the NBA. Dirk, I will miss you. I appreciate everything you've done. And the league will not be the same without you, but I thank you for paving the way for other European-born players to come and do what you have done. Think Kristaps Porzingis, Luka Doncic. They're going to hold that title, and they're going to carry it strong for you, my man. We miss you. We appreciate you. Have fun in retirement, enjoying and relaxing. And lastly, we have Mr. Dwayne Wade. Man, am I going to miss the Flash himself. He was always so exciting to watch. I don't think anybody who watched Dwayne Wade would say he was a boring player to watch or he didn't play with emotion, high energy, high intensity. He was always flying around. Dwayne Wade made a name for himself probably his second year at Marquette at the Elite Eight when they played against Kentucky. He went ahead and dropped a triple-double in that Elite Eight against Kentucky, moved Marquette into the Final Four, really became a global name with that performance going into the Final Four. They did lose that year to Kansas, but that following year he was taken in the first round, 5th overall, to the Miami Heat, where he would stay for the remainder of his career, all aside from one season. But that was an extenuating circumstance. Pat Riley had already said if he could go back and sign Dwayne Wade that season instead of letting Dwayne Wade walk to his hometown of Chicago and then eventually Cleveland, Pat Riley said he would do it over and keep Dwayne Wade in Miami. Just like Dirk, Dwayne spent all of his years in one city, and now Dwayne County, or Wade County, I apologize, as it's called, love that man. So Dwayne Wade was taken fifth overall by the Miami Heat, same year as LeBron James was drafted. By the way, has one of the dopest nicknames, the Flash, of all time. I love that. One thing I love about Dwayne Wade, at only 6'4", he's not a very big two-guard, but plays great defense. He is probably the best blocking two-guard, especially at 6'4", in the history of the NBA. He has quick hands. He plays great defense. Not one of the guys that you would say just plays especially in today's NBA, that just plays on the offensive side of the ball and slacks on the defensive side. That was not Dwayne's style, and I think that's something that everybody can respect that about him. My favorite performance from Dwayne Wade was when he was in the 2006 NBA Finals, and he went against he went against Dirk Nowitzki in the Dallas Mavericks. It was back when he had Shaquille O'Neal, and they were down 0-2, and it was the third game. They were in Miami, and Dwayne Wade was playing terrible, and there was 6 minutes left, and Miami was down 13 points, and Dwayne Wade was playing terrible. But in that final 13 points, Dwayne Wade had 5 fouls and ended up scoring 15 of his 42 points in the fourth quarter, and then scored all but 2 buckets in the final 6 minutes, brought the Heat back in that game, didn't foul out, ended up winning that game, going on to win the next 3 games, so they won 4 straight, and Dwayne Wade won his very first title in 2006, as well as a Finals MVP. And then during that 4-game stretch, he was averaging 39 points per game and was shooting over 50% from the field. Dwayne Wade had one of the greatest finals performances ever. And everybody knows, if you go down 0-3, the Heat nobody's ever came back from an 0-3. So he had 5 fouls they were down 0-2, 6 minutes left. He brought them back single-handedly, won his first Finals MVP that year. That's probably the performance that I'll remember Dwayne Wade for the most. Of course, he went on to win 3 total NBA championships, and will be remembered as one of maybe one of the most selfless acts of when LeBron James and Chris Bosh came over, that was Dwayne Wade's team. And I remember all those years ago, we used to have these sports debates, and I'd even said, there's no way that Dwayne Wade's going to fall back to a Robin role. He's been Batman in Miami for forever. Even when Shaq came, he was still Batman. But I was wrong, and he proved me wrong. He proved all the doubters wrong. When LeBron was there, Dwayne Wade said, LeBron, stop trying to cater to me. Do you. You be Batman, I'll be Robin, and we'll figure this out. Sure enough, they went on to go ahead and win a couple of championships there in Miami, and I think that was one of the most selfless acts that any NBA superstar has ever done. He truly was a superstar. And now that it's all said and done, Dwayne, we are going to miss you again. I thank you for everything you've done for the NBA. You made it so much fun for me and my friends growing up playing in a Arroyo Grande park in Las Vegas, Nevada, to just be ourselves and pretend to be you and you know, be the Flash and be cool with the crossovers and the fadeaways, and it was just so much fun. And I can't thank Dirk and Dwayne enough for all they've done for the NBA, for us as viewers and as fans. It's just been awesome. And like I had said in the very beginning, these guys are more than NBA players. There's that saying that you know, they're bigger than basketball, and I think these two guys really emphasize exactly what that's about. And with that being said, there's two clips that I found. I'm sure you guys have seen them, that I wanted to show very, very quickly. Just some snippets. I encourage everyone out there to go and check both these full videos out. But go ahead and check these videos out and let me know if you could possibly not like either one of these men after you watch these very quick videos.
I have no idea who's coming. Like, literally, no idea. Hello.
Hi, Dwayne. Hello.
Hello. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, and yourself? It's been about 12 years since I last seen you. I come from an area where not too many people make it.
It was always my dream that I'd get the chance to go to college, but we just didn't have the money.
You mean so much to us, and my brother Joaquin loved you from the beginning. He passed away in Parkland on February 14th. He was one of the 17 victims.
10 days before Christmas, our house burned down and we lost everything. It was one of the lowest points in my life.
Hey, Dwayne.
How you doing, Mom?
You were the joy of my life, but I was dropping the ball. That day that I just couldn't do it no more was the day that I was gonna have to turn myself in. And I seen the tears just fall from your eyes. Your mama went down a road, Dwayne, that I didn't ever think I'd come back from. But on that road, I noticed you kept showing up.
You're not Wade, the basketball player, the legend. You're the human being that took the time and on his own wrote my brother's name on his shoe, and you cared.
When you bought your mama that church, you don't even understand the lives that you changed. So I don't have a jersey, but I brought you this.
I don't have a jersey to trade with you, but I definitely have this, the blazer that I wore to my first job interview.
My cap and gown from graduation.
This is important because Joaquin wore this in his last championship. My family wanted you to have it.
Please don't forget my brother, Joaquin.
I am more proud of the man you have become than the basketball player. You are bigger than basketball.
Many of us have been fortunate to witness quite a few of Dirk Nowitzki's 31,000 plus points at the 2 NBA Finals trips and the 2011 NBA Championship, but none of those things will be my most indelible memory of covering him. What I'll most remember are the 4+ hours I was privileged to spend watching him during a Christmas week afternoon and evening in 2016. I knew that for many years, Dirk quietly had been making annual Christmas visits to Children's Health Dallas with no fanfare, no press releases, nothing, because that's the way he wanted it. Just this one time, Dirk consented to let me shadow his visit with a request that I focus my story on the courageous kids and their families and the amazing doctors and nurses at Children's. Turns out those 4+ hours were not spent with Dirk Nowitzki, but Uncle Dirk, as he introduced himself to many of the kids. Uncle Dirk wore a silly Santa cap. Uncle Dirk brought so many Christmas presents that they filled a large rolling bin. Uncle Dirk made sure to greet each girl and boy he visited by name. Uncle Dirk played guitar and sang. Uncle Dirk played Connect 4 and video games. Uncle Dirk never asked anyone what time it was. Uncle Dirk spent that afternoon and evening bringing smiles and wonderment to kids and family members who probably hadn't smiled for days, perhaps weeks. Uncle Dirk quietly has been making visits like this and much more for 2 decades. Dirk Nowitzki has forged a towering legacy in North Texas as a basketball player and, thankfully for scores of children and their families, as Uncle Dirk.
Now look, man, if that doesn't make you emotional, I don't know what will. I mean, if anybody wants a little insight into my life, I'll give you 2 things. One, I'm a huge mama's boy, so seeing Dwayne and his mother interact like that, it kills me. And 2, if you ever want to break me down, put anything emotional with some sports, and you're gonna kill me, think Hardball with Keanu Reeves and Lil G Baby. If you know what I'm talking about, go watch Hardball and tell me you don't cry. Anyways, I really think those 2 videos really symbolize exactly what these 2 men stand for. They were bigger than basketball. They were men amongst boys, and they showed that it's not just a game. It's bigger than a game. You have a chance to make an impact on people's lives, and these people did that. So I thank you, Dwayne Wade. I thank you, Dirk Nowitzki, for everything you've done for me as a fan, for me as a person, for everybody out there who looks up to you. You guys have been excellent role models, and I hope that the up-and-comers in the NBA that are following in your footsteps are just half as good and half as generous as you both were to all of us out there. I wish you guys both well in retirement, and I want to thank everybody out there for tuning into the video. Let me know how Dirk affected you, how Dwayne Wade affected you, who was your favorite player, who would you take? I'm not going to answer that question. Who would you take if you were starting an NBA team? You could take a Dirk, and you could take Dwayne Wade. You can only have one, and you knew what they were going to become. Who would you guys take? Okay, I would take Dirk Nowitzki, only because I think a 7-foot shooter with the playmaking ability that he has, you got to take that, especially in his prime. You got to have a big man like that. No slight to Dwayne Wade, but there's my answer. With that being said, y'all, I'm going to see you guys very soon. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Overly Committed, Completely Biased is out. Good vibes and high fives, y'all.
Gina's attitudes like bam. They used to clown on me, now they tell me I'm the man. Like a young Ric Flair, smoking on hella good. Think I need fresh air. Boy, I'm running my city. I'ma need a fresh pair. Never scared of Lion Tigers or Chicago Bears.
With 6, Not a good matchup right here for the Heat.
Thomas, Wade with a steal, with 2. Wade puts it up for the win. Yeah, baby! He did it! He did it! Dwayne Wade with the steal and the game winner!
Do you believe that?
One of the great moments, one of the great plays made by one of the game's greatest players. Can you do any more than Dwayne Wade has done? MVP, best in the world,